Hello everyone and welcome back to Packs and Recreation, and today we're going to talk about trays. This is the Gamegenic Token Silo Convertible with 9 removable trays in 3 different sizes, and it says a bunch of stuff. It says ideal for tokens, cards, dials, dice, many other items, fully usable during gameplay, which, okay. 9 removable trays with 3 different sizes, which is the 3rd time in the packaging that this thing is here. 1, 2, 3. Bottom part usable as a dice tray, thank you. Large tray holds up to 40 single sleeve cards and 75 unsleeved cards. Modular design for maximum interchangeable customization with 2 more products. Mix and match, because you can just buy multiple ones and change the color of the trays. And appealing design, that's subjective. And easily stackable. And it says optimized for Gamegenic sleeves. Sleeves from other brands may affect capacity/compatibility. And in terms of, well, you see you have multiple colors here. I bought the orange purple one because I am crazy, and then you have the same text in multiple languages. Let's see. I tend to like Gamegenic and their philosophy for trying to do new stuff and do it in different ways and with good quality and all that. So, well, this is going to be a challenge. Orange and purple is already a good combination. So this tray, not bad, is very good plastic. So for you to have an idea, this is like Tupperware plastic, you know, like if you just buy Tupperwares to store this sort of thing, which is to store things, which is something that I do sometimes with dice and tokens and etc. This is that sort of plastic. Actually, the whole thing is that sort of plastic. It's actually fairly sturdy plastic. I was hoping for something shittier, but it's not. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a Tupperware and a very customizable Tupperware. And let's hope that I can repeat this layout later, because otherwise my OCD is not going to take it. But I love that they always think about this. Like, yeah, you can open it and then you can reseal it and have it, see, as a not bad. So you have it there. Now, about putting cards and stuff in there, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of pointless, but if you want to use it as a dice tray, I guess that makes sense, because you can put your stuff in here and then remove the trays, use this as a dice tray, for example. If you have some dice, and these are some sleeved cards, right? Single sleeved cards, inner sleeved cards. Well, they say that you can put X amount of them in here. You can put whatever you want in here. Let's be honest, it's a box, right? So there is only that much that you can do here, but it's not a perfect fit for having a certain amount of cards in a certain setup, right? You can have maybe 3 different ones, something like this, right? But you know what the problem is going to be is that if you want to transport them, you can't put your stuff back in here, and unless it's 100% full, you run the risk of they mixing. And I'm putting cards in here because, let's be honest, if you're in this channel, likely you collect cards to some degree, or you are into cardboard, so that may be it. However, I think that limiting this product to cards is not really the point. I know that we associate Gamegenic with, you know, sleeves and deck boxes and all that, because, well, that's where I assume they make most of their money, but I believe that this is for other types of games. For example, even die, for example, or dice. I don't know why I have such a hard time with the freaking word, but if you get some Magic the Gathering dice, or D20s, right? So the thing is that these are normal size D20s, or at least that's what they want us to believe. So, and these are oversized D20s. Oversized D20s also fit in here perfectly. And then you can just close and it doesn't make any trouble later down the road. So you can do this and it's closed. It does feel like it's on the limit though, and you can see by the fact that it doesn't move when I do this, and that's because the die or the dice are on the limit, because if you do it like this, you will notice that it does move. So it's actually putting some pressure on top of the dice. So the oversized D20s, once again, are not made for this, and this is made for dice like this. Or, who knows, maybe normal D6s that you can use for Magic the Gathering, because you have the ++ symbols there. Obviously, they fit. You can put anything you want in here. Everything is the same size. They don't fit inside each other. And you can put some dividers for some smaller stuff. However, I'm afraid that for the D6s and whatnot, this is actually kind of cool, but you can only store one layer of D6s, so you can only store 4 D6s in here, no more than that. More than that is already over the capacity. For D20, I know that someone from Gamegenic is watching this video and going like, oh, that's not the use that we thought for it. It's like, I know. You just need to explore every possibility, right? So D6s, not a thing. You can still use your bag for them, I guess. I mean, okay, being honest, yes, you can store them there, but yeah, like, again, for example, the D20s, if you store them like this inside the box, like if I pick my bag and I just pour it in here, and trust me, this is not even my final form when it comes to dice, and you do this, right, and then you close the thing, not bad, and they are not putting pressure on the lid, so that's not bad, and you can actually be somewhat creative and do something like this, right? So there is a degree of flexibility that you get from this Tupperware. Now, yes, Tupperware is a brand, but I think everyone understands what I mean when I say Tupperware. Now, it's basically a plastic container. What I think is the real value on this, and now get ready for the noisiness because I need to get rid of the dice. ASMR. So when you get rid of the dice and you start thinking about this laterally, that is not for Magic the Gathering and so on, you can, in Pokemon, you can store some poison counters in here or some other counters, but then it comes down to the real debate. In which scenario will you need all these sorts of containers, and would you need to remove them and maybe use the tray? So one clear idea is Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe you can fit a figure in here and we can do a test actually. These are some of the token figures from a previous video. You can watch the video there, but these are the standard WizKids size for Dungeons and Dragons figures. Can you put Dungeons and Dragons figures in here? Yes, you can. You can put whatever you want. It's a Tupperware once again. The problem is, you need to be careful though, because they won't fit. Like the Pegasus wing will get smashed. The worm doesn't fit. So it really depends on the figure. Then the soldier ironically will be okay, but the others not so much. So you have to be careful with what you put in here. It doesn't fit all the use cases. And in all honesty, yes, the plastic is good, the quality is very good, and the whole lid thing about you putting the lid in here is great. So if you're using other types of counters or chips or whatever the hell you want to put in here, this is actually very useful because you remove your tray, then you can use this as a place to throw your dice in so that they don't run around, the table, and you can actually throw stuff in there. So not that bad. And again, you can just use this as a container for stuff with its lid, and then put this inside a drawer. And options, right? The actual use for this, in my humble opinion, is to have a proper gamer thing with proper quality for stuff that normally you need to solve the Rambo way. And what's the Rambo way? For example, I like to play a little game called Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror is a tabletop RPG ish of sorts. It's not as complex as Dungeons and Dragons. It's sort of closer to this Descent, image and screen, I guess. But where do we carry all the chips and tokens? We carry them in a bag like this. And this bag, as you can see, is a bag for screws, or a bag, sorry, a container for screws and you know, nails and some other stuff for construction or for, you know, handyman operations. However, when you have a proper thing, then it suddenly becomes a different world. Like, for example, these chips are kind of big, they don't fit anywhere, right? But they fit here. And the square ones, same logic, they actually kind of fit perfectly in there, which is great because there are multiple types of those. But I could even argue that this type of thing you don't need to put in a box because they are kind of big, so kind of there is no point in you doing that. But I will argue that the smaller ones, now that's a different game, because all these goddamn forsaken chips, you can just put them in there. And this is the actual use for this product, and this is why this thing is cool, because it's an actual gaming product for games, instead of you just going to the you know, to the to the grown-up men's store to buy things to store nails and screws to put your gamer pieces on. And this is actually a lot more compact, and you don't have as much waste space as you normally have in a screw thing. Plus, the colors are cooler, right? But let's be honest, it is what it is. So, summary and summarizing the situation. Material quality, very good. Like, I can't summarize how much I like this plastic. It's really good plastic, but like everything is very good quality plastic. Like, this thing is very good. Like, see, I'm making like actual lots of pressure here, and the thing is very sturdy, right? The color selection, that's up to you, really. Like, the lid is like, you know, it's more flexible because it's a lid, but then again, right there. And these things also very strong, and well, there is no sort of crazy mechanism going on here. There's no magnets or anything, but it just works and gives you some freedom to have like maybe just this, and then you put the lid, or maybe you put some more stuff in here. I don't know, up to you. There is some flexibility. You can always have some use for this. It really comes down to material quality and price. And what's the verdict on that? Material quality, very good. Flexibility, very good. Now, and I don't mean any disrespect with this phrase, but let's be honest, this is basically a fancy Tupperware. This is a fancy plastic recipient. And for that, there is only so much that I will pay for it, right? So this is something that you can get for, I don't know, let's say $7. I mean, $10 at the most, but again, it depends on the country and what $10 means to you. But ideally, the ideal price will be $5, but I understand that the target for this is more like on the 7, 8 kind of thing. Because yes, it's big, yes, it's good quality, but there is only so many uses for this that you can actually have. Like, to me, this is actually closer to a bento box than to an actual gaming thing. But hey, you can take some advantage of it. And let's remember that even if us TCG players don't see much value in this, because, well, normally what we carry around are counters and cards. And for cards, you have to realize that, well, in this one, cards do fit. So you can put some cards in here. And, well, you can have some tokens in there, and even cards from, you know, games that have cards. So you can just, for example, remove these two and put some more cards in here. Again, flexibility and imagination is the limit. It's like one of those Tangram games. At the end of the day, I think it's okay, but it's nothing to go crazy about. If you really need this, and for some reason you can't just use one of those things to store screws like I just showed you, or just buy like a pack of Tupperwares, even if Tupperware is a brand, you know what I mean? Just like a generic plastic container pack that you can get at a supermarket, like for $5, you get like 10 of them. Actually, As a matter of fact, I may have some of those, but I no time to show you because the video is already too long. But like, you know, it's a pack of Tupperware, or like, sorry for using the word Tupperware, is a pack of plastic containers with a lot of smaller containers in there, and you can just fit stuff that fits wherever it fits, right? So because of the existence of those things, this thing kind of loses some value, because yes, it's useful, but it's nothing that you cannot replace with other things. In their defense, however, I will say that the color selection is great, and the plastic quality is on freaking spot. It's super durable and super hard, and that's great. And I guess to prove my point, you can really tell that they also thought that this thing was okay, because they call it token silo, because they know that they get us with the token thing, but they had too many points in here trying to justify, like, no, really, it's super cool. And it's like, Gamegenic, we love you already. You don't need to try that hard. This is cool, but it's not that cool. So make of it what you want. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.